It does sound kind of like a recording studio if you have your headphones on. It's neat.
And I can go.
I hate
in
that
her
so
ears.
much. So
And she
gross.
hates it. All right, here we are.
I'll start hissing.
I hate that.
I know.
All right, so 107. Oh, that was a joke. Anyway, real fast, I'll start with a joke. What is a chicken's... I love this joke. I think it's the best one I've heard in a long time. What's a chicken's favorite shoe?
I don't know.
Reebok-bok-bok.
Love it.
I don't think the ice is broken. All right. Here we go. Ready? All right. Hey guys, welcome to a Circle Back podcast. My name is Hannah,
And I'm Adrienne.
and have you ever this Fresca? So good. Welcome back. We are very excited. You can just push the cat off the thing. We are very excited to be here today. This is a first for us. Ever on the podcast. We have four people. We usually like two guests at one time.
Yeah, two guests
We've
at
never
once.
done that before. And so I'm really excited about it. We have Chloe and Jill on the show, right?
Hi. Yes.
All right, Chloe, go ahead and say hello.
Hi, I'm Chloe.
Jill?
Hi, I'm Jill.
Now everyone knows the difference on our voices, okay?
Yes.
So I usually like to start off like a little introduction type of thing. I have actually never met you guys in the flesh. In the flesh. I thought you were fake for a long time. No. But I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited because if I could be getting this wrong, so please tell me. Did you guys reach out to me about being on the podcast?
Yes.
Okay, which was I think was really a cool thing because first of all, it's kind of a nerve-wracking thing to do, like when you've never done it and you're like, I'm just gonna see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I just think that was really cool because out of all the people I've had, only a handful have asked me like to be on. And when you first start, you're like, please, anyone.
Right.
Anyone want to talk to me?
Yes.
And then, but to get people that are actually interested in being on is really a cool thing.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys, let me just get straight. Jill is the parent of Chloe.
Yes.
Okay.
She's my only child.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And Chloe, do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 19.
19. Okay. So are you in school right now, or are you not in school?
I'm in Motlow.
Motlow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do online classes, and
Yeah.
I'll be done in December with my associates
Nice.
Associates in
business administration.
Nice. That's
Yes.
exciting.
You can administrate anything.
Any
Yes.
business.
I'm the boss, guys.
Let's go.
You have boss vibes. Like I would
yes.
follow you.
Oh,
Like,
thank
that
you.
one. Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
It's like not the bad intimidating.
No,
vibe,
it's
but it's
a
like a
good.
good intimidation. Like she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like that. I don't have that. People are like, she is barely above average.
Wow. No.
But any hoops. So you're in Motlow, and you were just talking to us about doing an internship at a church you're at,
Yes.
and you've done that 2 years now.
Yes.
Is that only a 2-year thing? Will you turn me down?
Well, last year was actually the first year that we decided to do it.
Oh, okay.
So last year was definitely like the guinea pig year. So I don't really know like why we decided to do second years, but
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'll come back.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
this
why
is
not?
great. It was so fun.
What does that
That's,
look like? Is that like out, like you have to have a certain amount of hours, or what does that look like?
Not really by hours, but we serve on Sundays, so we get there when staff gets there. And then we also are there pretty much all day on Wednesdays.
Gotcha.
And that's just like our hours typically. And then we'll do things outside of it too, like extra serving or like young adult service or things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is cool. I think that. Oh, I turned myself down way too much. Matthew, not Matthew. Will you turn that knob to number 1? Number 1 over to your left. Nope, that's not the wrong one. Number 1 over here.
This
with
is
the
number
headphones.
1.
With the headphones. Yep. Ah, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah?
A little much. A little down. Okay.
You gotta find that
Perfect.
happy medium.
Yeah, I was
I'm a
like,
tech guy now.
My ears are bleeding with my own voice. So yeah, that's a cool thing because I do believe in serving in the church. I think it's a huge thing, and I think it sets you up for, like, serving is, you get to serve other people, but you also, it's for yourself a lot of, like, you learn a lot.
Yes, for sure.
Learn about patience and just being able to serve people whether or not we're feeling it that day or not. You know, you just, when you sign up for that. And I think it's the Lord's way of teaching us the heart of a servant. Yeah. And it doesn't really matter kind of what we're going through, but we're getting to serve other people.
Yes, for
but
sure.
It's healthy to have a team to be able to make sure your heart is good, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Because you can only do so much. And when you don't have that, it can feel very lonely and very, you feel depleted, I guess, in a way. Yeah, very quickly. So I'm glad you're doing that, and I'm glad that it's worked out so well for you. You seem like you're really happy.
Yes, and that's why I love internship too. Like, I feel like it's the best time to build relationships with each other, and that's how me and Michaela became best friends last year, which is crazy that it happened so fast because it feels like we've known each other for years. Yeah. But, that's definitely, like, the best part of it. Yeah,
it's really funny that, like, we were talking before, Lillian and Olivia and Michaela, like, we know all these people. Yes. And we have those, like, I guess, like, how long have y'all been at the church?
Since 2019.
2019. I probably had just left.
I had left. Yeah.
Like, I mean, we barely missed each other. So it's just cool how small world, you know.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, is this something that you want to do? Like, do you see yourself working in the church? Is that kind of what you want to go towards?
I think so. Yeah. But there's different aspects of it. Like, I love music and I love, like, playing keys and stuff, but I also love kids. Like, typically, like, every Sunday I'm in the pre-K room. And people call me crazy because they're like little gremlins, but they're definitely my favorite. And then,
so you know Destin and Megan really well.
Yes.
Really good people.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, they're great. People always assume too, like when you have a kid, like you drop them off at the kids area or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to serve?" We're like, "Absolutely not."
I know.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm like,
thanks for asking. No.
Yeah. But they assume like you must love kids. I love my kid. That's no, I like kids, but hats off to you. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could.
It's definitely understandable. They're little cray-cray.
Started in pre-K together. And I was like, I don't know, Chloe. This is you. So I moved up to elementary for a little while, and she shines in it. She's an actual born leader. So
how did this? What brought you guys there? I know because you had said that you guys are really close, and as daughter and mother, and just as like also have a friendship and things of that nature. And how do you navigate? Kind of. I don't know, like, I can't imagine navigating friendship with parenting and also being in church and serving together. Like, it seems like you guys do a lot together.
Yes.
Is that something you navigate in different, what is it? Not, like, maybe different boxes. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this is our friend box. This is my parenting box. This is...
I think now that she's 19 and an adult, we can relate to each other more in, like, that friendship relationship.
Has it always been... Like you guys together?
Yeah,
if you don't mind
we've
me
been
asking.
pretty close. Like I was a stay-at-home mom, and we did everything together.
That's cool.
Yeah. I was really blessed to be able to stay with her, and it just built this friendship and this bond. I feel like we'll always have. So
that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's really cool.
She's fun.
Yes, it's. I mean, you know, it's really cool to see that though, and definitely it seems like with you serving, you doing all the stuff in the church that you've been doing, you also seem to be in her corner of doing that, but also having your own journey of serving and doing whatever it is that you like to do as well. Yeah. Which you serve in a church, you said, is elementary school?
I have for a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of in a season, just where I'm not really sure where I belong.
Yeah.
And, you know, those aren't very fun, but.
No, they suck.
I am right there with you. Right there with you.
And we started like together, like we went into pre-K together and we'll do elementary sometimes and we did youth together for a little bit. And I kind of want her just to have her little own thing because we are so close and we spend so much time together. And I think that's why internship is really good for her.
Yeah, yeah.
Because she's, built so many friendships, and they get along so well, and she's just found her people, which has been a prayer of mine. Yeah. It's just been a struggle ever since ninth grade. No, you're good.
No, you're back. So earlier, I did this exact same thing. I had a drink. I tried not to cough, and then
it made it worse.
And then I was like, "Oh, I'm dying," and it was way worse than what just happened. So I'm sorry.
You're good.
So yeah, I think definitely as a parent. I mean, I have he'll be 6 next month, so it's like But for me as a parent, all you want, I feel, is like for them to find their people.
Yes.
Like safe people. Because obviously, you want the relationship with your child, but your child's going to have more relationships other than us, right. And to be able to watch your child, I feel, find those things it's got to be like one of the best feelings ever.
Yes, and I think it really started when her and Michaela built their friendship. Because, I mean, Michaela, I feel like she's just, just more mature than what she should be.
Yeah.
And she said to me once, it's really about finding equally yoked friendships. And I was like, that really opened my eyes a little bit. And I really feel like that was the start for her. Yeah. And it was sad when she left, but I'm happy for her that she's kind of pursuing, but they still, keep in touch. But I really think that opened my eyes. Was like, oh, because, you just sort of feel like you put yourself in this box of what your thoughts or what friendship should be or look like. Yeah. It's like, really, it should be about, what you enjoy together, what you believe, believe the same things. Yeah. And you want to be in a friendship where you lift each other up. And yes, you might have arguments here and there, but you don't dwell on them. You move past them. Yeah. It's kind of like having a sister.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think in every relationship, friendship, and there's times where you look back and you're like, I don't think we would have made it without the Lord. Yeah. And I think that's like the key is when you can just look at each other and be like, I know your heart, and we can have these open discussions, and we can have really hard times, but get through those hard times. I don't think that happens much without a common ground. Yeah. Definitely, because it's so easy now just to walk away. I think in our generation, it's more of a, I'll just find other people. Yeah. And the extra layer, to get down to that layer is hard. Yes. But once you're there and it's on the right foundation, I think it can be a lifetime thing.
Yeah, so too. For sure. Yeah.
Funny story about Michaela, real quick. And my youngest sister, Lillian, who you both know as well. And then she and Michaela are good friends. So I was at Starbucks here in town, and Lillian lives in Bellevue, so past Nashville. And I get a text from Lillian that says, enjoying your Starbucks. Oh. And I was like, what are you, how do you know everything? And she was like, oh yeah, my friend Michaela thought she saw you, so she texted me. And I guess Michaela was sitting behind me, so I didn't see her. But it just reminded me, I can't go anywhere without people seeing. It's so funny because
they're always watching.
I know. I thought it was great. It was
my celebrity right now.
Yeah. I am the poorest celeb out there.
That's what you're famous for, just being poor. Now, Michaela, you said so you guys are really close. And she moved, I'm guessing. I don't know, Nashville or something.
Yeah, she hasn't moved. She still lives in Shelbyville, but she's going to Aveda for esthetician school.
Oh, she shadowed Lillian at work. Yeah.
Well, the reason I ask is because I'm wondering how do you feel about has friendships always been an easy thing for you? Are you extroverted?
I would say no.
Extrovert, is that word? Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm just like a little bit of both, but it just depends on who I'm surrounded with, I guess. So yeah, like before COVID, I was in public school, but when COVID hit, I went to just online school, which that was a blessing. But before that, it was definitely more difficult to make friends. I never really knew why, but I almost just felt like I was attracted to the wrong people. Yeah. And just navigating that was always really hard for me. Yeah. But that's why I would say COVID and then virtual school after that was the biggest blessing because it opened more church opportunities and just surrounding myself with the right people. So
I think it's a hard lesson too when you want to fit in.
Yes.
And you want to make friends. But I think she didn't realize then that she's being set apart. And I think she sees that now.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it gets emotional for me too as a parent to see those friendships,
Yeah,
it's
a hard thing to navigate. I think when you are a person that can get along with people, and then you don't know exactly where you belong, so it's very easy to stray into wrong people. And wrong people, I mean, quote unquote, I mean, that can be just wrong for you. That can be people you've poured your heart out to, didn't receive that back.
Right.
I mean, there's all types of different things, right?
Yeah.
And so navigating that and feeling kind of like and I may be totally off here. I'm only going off my own experience, but to feel kind of like a black sheep because you keep going from friend to friend to friend group to friend group. And you're like, what the heck? Like, what is going on? You know, can be very difficult because for sure. You do want to have this close knit friendship and a friendship that means something, you know?
And the hard truth is you can't have that with everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Or even, I would say most people you can't have that with. Because I wouldn't say I had like a hardcore friend who knows me and knows my heart and knows me better than myself, I would say, until I met Hannah. Yeah. Which I was about to start college. So like that was a long time to kind of be like, well, I guess I'm a loner. I'm a loner for life, which is fine.
Yeah, it's different. It is so difficult to navigate. Definitely going from high school to college and then trying to figure out what
everyone goes their separate ways.
Yes. Even sometimes I think it's harder when you stay. Because you are staying in what you've already kind of built in the sense, even if it's not the greatest building. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so when I feel like when people go off, they can be like, oh, I can change everything who I am because no one knows me. But when you stay, it can be difficult.
Yes.
And definitely when you're starting to mold into who you're actually going to become, because you have people that have known you before and then in the present and in the future. And like, you have all
and they
these
expect you
aspects.
to be who you've always been to them the whole time.
Right, yeah.
And so it's very difficult to navigate. And so have you had any have you had any, like, I guess, what would you say would be the hardest part of staying, going to college, but also realizing, so, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, probably, like, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like, it seems like just talking to you guys for the short amount of time I've talked to you is that you're really on fire for this Jesus thing. And you want to grow in that area. You want to, whether it's ministry, whatever it is in your future, whatever the Lord brings to you. Have you found it difficult to go from trying to have the friendships or the relationships that may not be best to then going to where you think is where you're actually supposed to go?
Yeah, I mean, the difference is like astronomical. The people that I used to be around, like, it's just one of those things, like, you get made fun of, like, oh, she's a good girl, she's a Christian girl or whatever. Yeah. And then I went through a period freshman year where I kind of just, like, dumped that to the side because I just wanted to, like, be friends with these people. And even then, like, it's just, like, still sticks with me, like, some people would say, like, oh, like, you used to be, like, such a good girl. Like, what happened to you? And then I'm like, oh, wait, I don't like the sound of that either.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's like no winning almost.
Yeah, right.
Because you're trying to put on these different masks, right?
Yes.
And eventually your true one will come out. Yeah. And luckily for you, it's a really good mask. It's a really good, it's just it seems you're finally coming out to be who you want to be and who you are. Yeah, and for sure. Who, and I'm really, this probably sounds really weird because I've never really spent time with you, but I'm very proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Because it's not easy. Yeah. And I was married at 19, and I had no idea who I was. Even then. And I've always been different than my friends. I felt like
different than the other girls.
Yeah, it's always just been like I just always felt really out of place. Like I never when girls were dating, I wasn't really dating. So then I thought something was wrong with me. So then I was like, well, I got to date now. And I don't even like this guy. What? And, it's just like this big circle of misunderstanding, and so it's a really cool thing to see someone, and I don't say this lightly, like at your age, I hope you don't think I'm degrading, like, oh, you're young. Like, I don't at all think that. I think that where you're at right now with the mindset that you have is wise beyond your years.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Well, podcast over. No. That's all we got to say there. That's hilarious. So Jill, what brought you to the podcast? I want to know. I want to hear from you a little bit.
Well, we know Madison. You did one with Madison.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Okay.
And Madison's actually in the internship program with
Yes.
Chloe.
Okay. She's her first year this year.
Yeah,
okay.
she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Jessica, we love her. She's my girl.
Who doesn't? Oh my gosh.
I keep forgetting that.
She just lightens every mood. And you need that humor.
The humor, but also she will always tell you the truth.
Oh yeah.
Every single time. I love that.
Yeah.
So cool. I was like, okay, well, I think Madison's was first. So, listen to hers, listening to Jessica. I was like, wow, like, this is really cool. And Chloe and Michaela at one point had talked about doing like a podcast with each other. And I'm like, we have no clue what this is like.
Right, yeah.
I was like, I know that, like, Chloe's got a lot of life experience already at 19 and, like, things that she's just, like, medically she's had to go through and all this. And I was like, I feel like I've always been the one to kind of push her a little bit out of her comfort zone. And even coming over here, she's like, what are we talking about? I was like, I don't know.
Who knows? We'll get somewhere.
But I just feel like that's important, too.
Yeah.
And I just think her voice should be heard.
Yeah.
Because I think she's a lot to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right in that, but I think, too, you also have a story, And I think that your daughter is a good indication to who you are. And,
definitely.
And
we were just talking about parenting today.
We were.
And about how, for better or for worse, your kids are going to be you in a lot of ways.
Right.
And you can't really shield them from you.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think kids are usually a really good indicator of you as a person.
It's kind of like, I was going to, this is going to be really dumb. I was going to say, it's kind of like cats. Like,
I was thinking the same thing.
Cats sometimes, like, they're like, if they rub it on your leg,
they're
leave
like fur.
Well, they're good people, and
oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay, anyway,
like cats can tell.
I'll edit this out.
Kind of like dogs, they kind of like know. Like,
yeah, they know.
Like,
I always told that, like, a animal's intuition of someone, like, really says a lot.
Yes.
Like, and not to
So
compare you to animals.
in a way, you're just kind of like cats.
Because Chloe loves cats. Just
I do. I love cats.
This is going downhill quick.
Maybe we should turn this over to you, Chloe.
Yeah, maybe you should start a podcast.
gosh,
Don't have me on. No. That is so funny. So are you, what's the plan now? I mean, you have, this internship you said ends July.
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it is July. So the end of this month, right?
Yeah.
And then
You're getting your associate.
Yes.
Yep. So that'll be August through beginning of December. And then I also teach dance. That's like my main job.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I'll have that again this year, and that'll be through May. So I think I'm going to take the spring off of school. And then after that, I have no idea.
we'll see what happens.
We're just going to figure it out. Yeah.
That's so fun.
That's awesome. That's exciting to be able to just kind of know what you're. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, so it's just kind of have a plan, and that's really
talk
cool.
about that a lot.
That's funny because I feel like I have no plan at all.
Which is also fun.
Which is fine.
But
yeah. And I think I've been talking to Adrienne a lot about contentment and being content where you are, you know, and something I'm really working on is I think we are so, I think we are pushed to know everything. In our generation, definitely to know what's next, to know what we're going to be doing, to know all this stuff. And sometimes we just need to sit back for just a second and understand that, like, we're okay. Like, we're not, first of all, like, sometimes I forget I'm only like 29 and I'm like, oh, I don't have to have everything figured out.
I know, you feel so old.
Yeah.
Because this is the oldest we've ever been, so.
And I felt that way.
To us, we're old.
I felt that way at 19 too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. And I didn't go to school.
I didn't either.
And I had no idea what the heck the next few years were going to be. And I just wish, instead of anxiety, we could think of this as an opportunity. So instead of anxiety, opportunity, and see and just hold on for just a minute enough to be able for God to work and see where we need to be.
And enjoy where you're at.
And enjoy where you're at. Yeah.
Because when in the Bible does it say have any plans at all? It never once refers to the plans we have for ourselves as something that we should hold on to. In fact, it says to let go of those plans, trust in the Lord and his plans for you. So this whole figuring everything out, I'm speaking to myself because I am not where I thought I would be. And I'm trying to be more than okay with that, to actually enjoy being where I am and take advantage of it and see all of the goodness and the blessing in that. But yeah, we're never told in the Bible that we are supposed to know the future. It literally talks about giving us today our daily bread and being good where we are today.
Yeah.
It's your girlfriend.
That's breaking some wisdom here.
Hard.
Well, I even tell her, I'm like, girl, I'm in my 40s, and there's still days where I'm like, am I supposed to be doing what I'm doing right now? Like, and so it's okay. So.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, what are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be making much of Jesus, right?
Yes.
And so I'm going to make much of Jesus at my home or in my, rooftop office one day. Like, what I'm saying? Like, who knows what I'm going to be doing? But my goal should never change, no matter where I'm at, what's happening in my life, my circumstances. And so for me, I've just really been trying to enjoy the everyday life. Yeah. And I've had some days the last couple of weeks where it's been like, I am not enjoying this, let me tell you. But I think when we voice those things to the Lord and we just say how it is, like, this really sucks, God, like, can you just help me get through today? And I think that's a whole new thing than just hoping we get talk to him, just hope, and be thankful for the small things. It sounds so cliche, but we make that so hard, and we don't do that because everything out there in the world is telling us it's all about us and to do it our way. And if you're not happy now, that's okay. You can just go to this place or just go do this and go do that, and something can make us happy in the moment. But I want eternal happiness. I want eternal joy. And I'm only going to find that in Christ. Yeah. And so I just encourage you to, and it sounds like you're on that path. And I hope we all are, no matter our age and no matter what's going on in our life, that we can just find contentment in the everyday and the right now. Yeah. Because if we are so hell-bent on the future, we're going to miss the present. Yeah. And we're going to miss what God's doing right now. Yeah. And that's refining us. And, just he's cool.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. So, Chloe, when you started high school, so think about 14, 15-year-old you. Did you picture yourself doing what you're doing now?
Definitely not. I feel like I've never really had a set plan of what I wanted to do. Yeah. But that person, I don't even know who that is. Thinking about her now, I'm like, ooh, who is that? But yeah, it's definitely been just a lot of good change, a lot of personal growth. But yeah, I'm glad we're different. But I also am glad that, she's still a part of me in some ways. And I know what happened to me and I know how I've grown from it. And I feel like I've done pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Definitely. Well, we talk about, I talked to Adrienne and stuff about little Hannah. So there's Hannah now and then I have little Hannah. Yeah. And little Hannah's always going to be a part of me. Yeah. There's part of me that, I'm always like, oh, there's little Hannah coming out. Yeah. Because of the things you go through your past and things that happen in your childhood or whatever it may be, those things make you who you are. Yeah. Whether they're good or bad. And I think to keep them around, it's very wise to want to keep that person and remember that person. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I don't want to be the same. I don't want to look back 10 years from now and be like, oh, I grew from 10 years ago. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But I also want to be like, but I'm really proud of little Hannah. I'm really proud of little Chloe or little Adrienne or whoever to be able to get through the things they got through. Because when we remember, we also remember the goodness of God. And we can see all the battles that were before and we can see what happened and how we got here. And what is that? That's victory. Why is it victory? It's because we're standing. Like, that's it. Like, you know, even if we lost 1,000,000 battles, we've won the war. Right?
Exactly.
And so I think that's just a really cool perspective to have and to keep, is that little Chloe over there. You know, because only you know what you've really been through, what you've really struggled with. And you've gotten to the place to be able to say, you know what, I am blessed and I'm thankful for what I've been through because of who I am today. And that's really cool. I'm excited to talk to you. Hopefully not only in 10 years, but 10 years from now. And you're like, hey, remember that time we were sitting at your house and like, I don't even know that person anymore. And it's just a better version of you. Like, you know.
Hopefully I'll be married.
Hopefully I'll be married.
Oh, yes.
Is that what you're looking for? Is that
eventually, yes.
Okay, so you're a romantic?
Like, when are you going to send me the one? I'm like, it'll happen. Don't worry about it right now.
So you want the family and everything.
By now I'm 26. So I thought 10, 12, 15-year-old me would look ahead and be like, 26 is old as crap. I'll for sure be married. I'll have kids, definitely. And then I'm like, I don't even have my own dog. I have Hannah's dog, 2 cats. No, oh, you're fine. It's just so crazy how life is never what we think it's going to be. For better or for worse.
I was the opposite. I was like, I'm not getting married till 30 at least. I got married at 19. Got divorced and remarried. And, you know, so you never know. You never know what the Lord's going to bring you. And, you know, but we got a hopeless romantic over here. If anyone's listening. No.
You can send us the resumes.
Yeah, send us and then we'll go by Jill and then we'll go to Chloe. Yeah. So there's this, okay, this is really going to show me. There's this episode of The Kardashians.
I knew it.
Oh, we watched them.
Oh, we love watching The Kardashians.
Chloe's my favorite.
Me too. Okay. Right. So, you know, have you seen the episode where Chloe and Chris like interview these women for what's his name? Scott?
Yes.
That's what it reminded me of. I was like, we're gonna be sitting here and we're gonna be interviewing. Gosh, I'm so glad.
I'm down.
So you like the Kardashians. Can we just plug this real fast? Okay.
Yes.
Let's just plug this.
Yes.
All right. The Kardashians. Okay. This show. Now, listen. A lot of people say a lot of stuff about them, right? But they're pretty cool. And not only are they cool, I think, now obviously I don't know them, okay, but watching, I do have a lot of respect because they are very human, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And it does make you think about, like, it is so easy to throw stones at people on TV or on the radio, whatever it is. Man, like, I cannot imagine waking up every day to reading something about you that is so negative.
And usually not true.
Yeah, and usually not, and you can't do anything right. You know what I mean? Chloe is my girl too, though. Oh my gosh, so
the best humor.
So funny.
Yes, I know she's so funny.
What is it about them being so mad about her hanging out with her kids?
She just wants to be a mom.
I know. That was wild.
Leave Chloe alone.
Hashtag leave Chloe alone.
And I love the fact that they all live so close to each other.
Oh, I know.
So it's like,
family.
that's what Chloe, I said,
like, let's just walk
when you
over
get
to
married,
Mom's
I'm having a
house.
house like next door, or
Yes.
like in the neighborhood or something.
Yeah, and
we're gonna be the Kardashians.
That's right, and that's another big thing for me is I think their value of family is incredible. I mean, the way they love each other through thick and thin is just, I mean, their family, they get on each other's nerves, all that stuff, but I really like it.
It's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch. I'm so glad you guys watched it. I'm like,
the last episode, are you up to date on it?
Okay, I'm not up to date. What happened?
It's just funny. You gotta watch it. Like, Chloe and her just random, like, just talking about the first person that was pregnant. Why? I'm surprised I didn't think there was an alien and like chalked it out.
Right.
Just these random like thoughts, and I'm like, I'm glad I'm not the only one who has this little bit of a thought process of wild, weird things.
So
my
funny.
favorite thing ever. There was and then I'll be doing Kardashians. There's 2 things. There's one episode. It's really, really old, but it's when like they they hired like a cuddler or something. And so
a professional cuddler.
Yeah. And so they just thought like, so they start doing like the exercises this lady's telling them to do. And one of them is she's like, okay, sometimes you just want to, make a noise, like laugh or, whatever. And so she starts going, like this. And so then Chris was going, and then Chloe just is cracking up. I mean, dying laughing. And I am like dead on the floor. I thought it was so funny. And then the next one was their Christmas
song.
Oh, did y'all see
yes.
Yeah.
That was so good.
I have the little clip on my phone. I watch it when I'm sad. I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. But like, they just have so much fun together.
Yeah.
That's my dream. Like to have my family and just have fun together. Whether you have $1 million, I mean, they are very rich, so they can have some fun.
We might not be hiring cuddlers.
Yeah, we not. Yeah. But man, wow, what a great time.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're watching the Kardashians. We can get along. Come on over on Thursdays.
Watch party.
Yeah, for real.
I'm down.
Anytime. That's like my time, I get to watch the Kardashians. Matthew's always like, so what's going on today? And I'm like, oh, if you only knew, it's insane. But it's a good time. Oh, man. Let's meet the Kardashians. Do we like Kim?
No.
Should we not be negative? But
Okay. I know.
I admire her work ethic.
Yes.
Let's say that.
I will say that.
Yeah.
I mean, she never stops. How does she help? And I mean, the amount of stuff that she can do in one day, I can't even do in a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
same.
I mean, gosh.
I know.
That is great. But, like, as far as personality, I think I'd get along with Chloe the best.
Yes.
I like Kendall, too. All right, we are...
Topic.
Adrienne, what are you doing? You're supposed to be my person to help me here. Woo-wee. So, did you guys... Okay, before you went to church here, you live here in town...
Yeah.
Were you a part of a church before, for a long time part of a church?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so I'm assuming when you left, it was not easy.
Well, it was very interesting because
I feel like it was pretty like a swift.
were ready.
I was like, I was done.
It was
we
a
were ready.
swift
We
leaving.
weren't growing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
Yeah.
judgment.
Are y'all from here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've lived here since I was like 2.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, I mean, we knew it was time.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause she was going in, I don't know what grade.
It was
She
like
wasn't
middle
really
school.
involved in the middle school.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a really big difference from going from the elementary program to the middle school. She kind of didn't feel her place there. And maybe that's kind of where it started, too.
Sure.
But, like I said, there was just a lot of negative things, too.
Yeah.
And we just, growth-wise, we knew that we needed to do something. And we had taught Sunday school for second graders since she was 2, all the way up till she went to middle school, which was a lot of fun, and we enjoyed that. But it was just time. We just felt it.
Yeah.
And I grew up Southern Baptist, so guys, like, I didn't even raise my hand.
So just
I was
like where you're
sitting
at
there
now.
like
No, I'm just
this. So
Couldn't be
when
more
we went to
opposite.
Gateway, I was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
what are these people doing? Yeah.
So it's been really cool.
Yeah.
The growth for both of us.
Yeah, that's
You know,
awesome.
so-
I'm glad to hear that. It's really cool to be able to hear stories about people maybe leaving a church, but it's like okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it's okay. Like
Yeah.
sometimes the Lord will open different avenues
it's
for
not a
you,
bad
and it's
thing.
not a bad thing. And
Yeah.
I think we view it so much as a bad thing.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
then like someone leaves and it's like, oh, we can't talk to them because they go to a different church now. And it's
Right.
like, well, that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Like, like it's okay. It's okay that different seasons end and some new ones will happen. And,
Yeah, especially like if it's your friend. Like I don't want you to not grow and not be the person God's calling you to be.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's really a cool story because it's not a story you hear often, honestly.
Yeah.
Where you get to where you leave and it's on like okay turn, like it's like oh no, everything was fine. Like it's like what do you mean everything was fine? Like, I need the juice. No,
No, really. Tell me what happened.
we'll do off air. No, just joking. But it's really cool to know that you're growing because much like you all, like I'm trying to think. I was at like a more conservative church, I guess you could call it conservative. I don't know. Is that a thing?
Reserved?
Reserved. That's the word.
Yeah.
Reserved. More reserved church. I loved the church. I was in their middle school program up to high school. And the youth group changed my life. That youth pastor changed my life. And he will always know that. His name is Stephen Keene. And like, he just really taught me a lot. And so when I went from, because I knew when I graduated, it was weird because the church wasn't my style, but the youth pastor was. Taught me. I learned so much in the youth that I was okay with maybe not liking the music, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. So great church just wasn't, I knew after I aged out of youth, it probably wasn't going to be where I would be anymore. Mm-hmm. And so when I left there, and I went to Gateway, actually, and it was so different, right? Mm-hmm. You're like, what is happening? You guys probably know my brother. My brother sits on the front right, and he just jumps up and down. His name's Jacob. He's like this tall.
I think so, yeah.
Literally like a bean.
Yeah.
I love
it. So I don't know why I threw that in there. But anyway, but it was so different. And it was just, at the time, we were at the very small building is when I was there. And then I remember walking in, and I just remember being like, wait a minute, you can have this much fun at church?
It doesn't have to be like you're attending a funeral, was just
right.
how I felt.
Yeah, and you can have freedom, and you can have this stuff. And so Matthew and I were together, and Matthew wasn't a Christian at the time, and he got radically saved, and it happened in that small building, and I will always have this love for that, for being able to grow in that sense. And it brought me a lot of other things, a lot of really great things, and honestly, a lot of not so great things where relationships or whatever happen, but it is so cool to see the growth that happens, and then the Lord say, okay, now it's your time to go. And it's okay, because it's scary, because you're like, but this is what I know. Right. What do you mean? This is, and, but he will always provide a better way if we listen to him, Mm-hmm. And so it is really a cool thing to be able to hear the stories of this is a good thing. It's not this bad drama-filled story.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's sad that, and definitely in the South, in the Bible Belt, there is a lot of I don't want to say the word cultish. I don't want to say that word, but I just did. But when you leave, it's something happens to where you're against them. It's no, it's not that at all.
Yeah.
It's very much the opposite of just I love you guys, but
it's just not for me anymore.
For me,
you want to be faithful to where God's calling you.
Yeah.
And I wish people would look at it more like that.
Me too.
I mean, not to say that doesn't happen.
Yeah, sure.
Things like that, but for the most part, you just want to be faithful.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And saying goodbye, or closing one door doesn't mean you're closing doors on people.
Exactly.
Right. All right. It's just a place, right? At the end of the day,
you don't live there.
You don't live there.
And
not only that, but the church is a body of Christ. That's us.
Yeah.
It's not a building. It's not that at all. And so if you are growing spiritually, you need to go where you are going to continue to get challenged and grow in your spiritual walk. And so I think, that's just such a aspect of the church that we sometimes forget, definitely in the Bible Belt, because it's very much traditional in the sense of I go here because my grandma went here, and then my mom went there, and then blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I think that has kind of stunted the growth of us as individuals, but also as a church. Then we just kind of level out, and it's well, aren't we supposed to be going up higher? So cool.
Yeah, cool.
Isn't that cool?
Rad.
Y'all, we've been talking 45 minutes.
That's crazy.
Too long. No,
we're talkers.
Hey, me too.
Especially her and Michaela get together. I'm just like,
we'll be yapping for 3 hours.
When you're a kid, you're a kid, and your mom's like, okay, kids, it's time to go, and then your mom starts talking to another mom, and it's 40 minutes later, and you've been in the car for half an hour, and you're like, you said we were leaving.
Yeah.
40
That's us,
minutes
but
ago.
reversed.
Yeah.
We'll be at church. We were what day was it? Wednesday?
Probably.
Yes. They went to Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
That was Thursday. After young adults, and of course they kick them out because Chick-fil-A closes
gotta go.
9 o'clock.
Right.
Why, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I know.
then they're out in the parking lot just chilling all this, and I'm like,
that's the best.
Just driving
around.
You're driving around.
Hey, ready?
That truly is the best. And I hope, I say this, I hope you treasure that.
Yeah.
Because it is hard to find. And wherever you find that, I'm really glad it's at church, but, you know, just be able to, live in that moment. And it's really cool as a mom to allow her, I mean, I know she's an adult, but like, you know what I mean? But like to just like realize how valuable it is, you know? I think those friendships of staying out at 10 p.m. talking and, you know, like you're not doing like
Chick-fil-A closes, you got to go to Waffle House after that. The only thing that's open.
I mean, that is doing life together. Like, if we're going to preach doing life together, that's what it is. It's, you know, who is Faith Kinser's over there, huh?
Yes.
She's the youth,
she's
young
a
adult
youth pastor now.
She is?
Yes.
Youth?
Yep.
Oh, I thought she was a young adult pastor. Who's the young adult pastor?
Noah? Is that right?
Oh, yeah, Noah Henshaw.
No.
Shepherd Tillman.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. That's, what's his name's son?
Todd.
Todd.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
We've had some switch recently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, so she
Faith's
is
youth
the
pastor now.
youth pastor. How's that going? I
She's
bet she
awesome.
loves
Yeah,
it.
she
I bet she's good at
She's
it.
amazing.
She is good at it.
Yes, she does so good with that age. It's,
we had
it's
Beth
so cool
on.
to see.
Yeah, we had Beth on our show last year, 2 years. I don't know. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
We got the at the end of it, I was like, "Do you think we laughed too much about depression?" she was like, "No, I don't think so." It's like, okay, as long as you're cool, I'm cool.
So funny. Such a sweet family. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool to see, you know, for me, going back to people I know, like kind of falling in their whatever they feel the Lord is bringing to them.
Yeah.
It's cool to see, and I hope it continues to be in the right direction for them. But then I'm going to be talking one day, I'm going to be like, remember that Chloe girl? She is now the pastor of...
I tell you what, it was that business administration associate.
Associates, man.
All those prerequisites.
Oh my gosh.
They did her so good.
Yeah, man.
Prereqs. We love them.
Yeah.
That biology.
Yeah.
She
Oh.
loves it.
So, Jill, what are you, you said that you're kind of finding your place. How do you feel about that? I'm really just sticking it to you right now, just right there. How you feel?
Well, I know we have conversations about this because, you know, like I said, like we would start serving together, and I kind of want her to have her thing right now, but it's funny because I feel like I'm being led somewhere and I'm scared, and I've had a pastor tell me, "You're intimidated of your calling," and he's not lying. And she knows.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in that process right now, you know, just trying to lay it down and just trying to trust that it's going to work out because it just seems like this big giant right now. And it's something I've kind of carried with me. Like, I feel like it's been a part of me since, I would say, middle school.
Oh, wow.
So we'll see how it turns out.
I'm excited.
That's really
neat. If it
neat.
gets there, I'll come back and tell you about it.
Yeah, that's exciting. I don't, I think that a lot of times when we are called to do something, I think that can be like the scariest thing in the world because definitely for me, I will say, like, I don't know if you know, but I'm very introverted. Like, I don't like this. But like I like to just kind of be, you know, but also I'd like to connect people. I really love connecting people. But then I'm like, but why are you leaving?
Yeah.
I
also want to connect myself.
Introverted extrovert or something like that. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Extroverted introvert.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. That's very much me. Yes. But the Lord has always called me to like connect people. I one way or another, before I even knew I was doing it. And it's been really cool, but it's been one of these things where the Lord's had to teach me, like, it's not about you.
Right.
So when they leave you, it's not about you to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, the people that in your life that will stay, those are the people I want in your life. The people that are going to go, it's a season, and you're going to be okay with that. And that took me a very
How old are you? About 29 years.
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those things that I really had to work on. And to this day, I still work on it. Sure. I mean, you know, but I know in my heart that the Lord has gifted me with being able to do that. but I've got to let go and let him do his thing, you know.
The let go.
The hard part. And it can be so scary, and it can be intimidating and all the things, but just to, I don't know what you're doing, what is happening, but whatever it is, I will be praying about it. And I'm looking forward to see what happens. And, you know, you don't have to feel, you know, strange about the fear of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of times that can stop us because we're like, well, if we're fearful, then it may not be from the Lord. That's not true. Right. That is not true at all. I think that there's these things that the Lord calls us to. I mean, how many times in the Bible you read, they're like, I'm scared. Like, I'm not going to Nineveh. Like, no, I'm not going to wherever. And then, like, but it's with God that we're able to get there, right? And we may go the wrong direction at first, but we'll get there, you know? So anyway, I'm excited for you. Hope my Nineveh story was encouraging.
Yes.
Hope you get eaten by a whale. Was that even the right guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's me.
Look at me.
Bible stories. I'm like, is this the right person?
Was that right?
I think I mixed up, you know.
I'm like, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Man, I'm glad we have filters almost. Now I feel like I need to say it. I'm not going to. Okay, I was going to say, wouldn't it be terrible if we mixed up, like, can we just, I'm going to edit this out. I was going to say, wouldn't it be terrible, like, I was like, oh, like, yeah, like David watching Peter bathe instead of Bathsheba. No, that's not good.
I thought that was funny.
I never
Have you ever realized, too, that it's Bathsheba?
Taking a bath?
Anyone else?
I've thought of that.
Have you? Yeah, I was like,
did they name her that afterwards?
they knew. They had to know.
Yeah.
That had to have been a thing.
Also, Bathsheba did not commit adultery. She was forced by a king. I'm just gonna say, she should not have that stigma on her. Because refusing a king, death sentence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But what?
But you know, when there was a lot of times in the Bible, people were like, you know, you need to do this, but then they're like, well, that's wrong, so I'm going to say no because I believe in the Lord, and they did. You know,
She was coerced and forced.
I don't know story enough to fight this.
Yeah, that's so real.
I'm just gonna be honest.
It's like, I'm sick of my gun.
Actually,
There's no. I'm not even gonna pretend to fight that. I know she was getting her bathe on, and then
As you do.
as you do at that time of day, that's when I do. All right. Well, this has been.
No, is it me? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Believe me, I have had
Your dad walked in.
Yeah, my last episode, my dad walked in, and I was like, Dad, I'm recording. He's like, well, where's the vacuum? I'm like, bro.
My dad would do that.
Yeah. Like, it's so loud.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and I'm like, and then he comes back and he's like, are you recording now? And I'm like, yeah. What do you think we're doing with our headphones on? Weirdo.
That's hilarious.
So
I love it.
my mom recently passed away. And so
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Teresa. So like my dad's been like, just kind of like, I don't know, learning a new life, right? Without mom. We're married like more than 40 years. Like it's just, you know, this thing. And I think he just has, he barely had any awareness before, but without mom, it's like nothing. I'm like, you know what life we're in? Like this is 2024. Like, yeah, I know it is kind of sad, isn't it? But he'll probably listen to this.
Yeah, I know.
You're doing great, Dad. I just want to say we love you, Dad. Yeah. Oh gosh, dads. Okay. So listen, I have enjoyed this thoroughly. And it's been cool because this podcast all about is like, I've never really met you at all. Yeah. And I was just talking to one of the people that came earlier, and I was like, you know, it's really interesting because on my Facebook, I don't accept people. I'm really bad about it.
Friend request.
Yeah. I'm really bad about friend requests because I either just don't see them or I I push the decline button.
You can push decline. So
when I don't know the person really well. Yes. Because for me, I will spend too much time on there and I'm trying not to, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's all that to say is the people that I haven't known that are on my Facebook have like, the Lord has used to like bring me together, and like now you guys are here, and it's only because of I saw you on Facebook, or you listened to the podcast or whatever it may be, and it's just really cool that you all were like, we're gonna get to the stranger's house and see what happens on microphones. So Chloe, would you like to say anything else before we go bye-bye?
I don't think so.
Yeah?
I just had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to see what the Lord does in your life, and through whether that's at Gateway, whether it's somewhere else or wherever you end up. I'm excited, and I think that you can tell you have a really good cheerleader over here.
Yeah.
And, I cherish that. Mm-hmm. Losing my mom, it changed my whole world. And, I knew before she died, but like, man, when she's not here, there's no one else in your corner like your mom. And, and for those people that don't have that, it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Because like to have the love of a mother is unlike anything else. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really glad you guys are here, and I think you're going to kick butt or whatever you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem.
And that being said, Jill, you had mentioned that you wanted Chloe to come on here because you think she's got a lot to say and that kind of thing. So what is your hope for her going forward?
I just hope that she just keeps seeking the Lord. Know that He's faithful, and He knows the desires in her heart, and He's going to provide those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And honestly, like what she ends up doing and who her friends are, whatever. To me, what matters most is her just seeking the Lord, keep putting Him first, because that's an inspiration for me. For me to be able to watch this. Yeah, absolutely. And to watch her grow, and I'm just so stinking proud.
That's the hope for her.
And I always will be, but I really want her just to keep pushing, and I'm just happy. I'm proud. Yeah.
Oh boy, this is gorgeous. Oh man, I'm gonna be in my feelings. It's gonna be great. Well, listen, I do want to ask you a quick question. Mm-hmm. So, are you singing anytime soon so I can come see you?
I'll have to let you know.
Well, I was hoping maybe right now. No, I'm just kidding. La, la, la. I haven't done my warm-ups yet.
Pitch pipe? Anyone have a pitch pipe?
Oh, man.
Have you seen Pitch Perfect where she's like, do you match pitch?
And she's like, Pitch Perfect.
Try me.
That is my favorite trilogy in the whole world.
So good. Yes.
And then she's like, crushed it.
Crushed it.
Oh, my God. That's like... Oh, man. I love it. They're like, what did the guy say? Something dude, and he's like, not a dude. Not a dude.
Not a dude. That's not a dude.
Yeah. Adrienne and I are always like, what is it? Bumper and
Donald.
Bumper.
Getting it.
Bumper.
Now I'm gonna watch these.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's so good.
When she gets hit by the burrito.
I've been hit.
I've been shot.
I gotta watch it. It's been a minute.
It's been since we watched it. When I was in LA, we watched it together over like the Netflix.
Oh yeah,
share.
yeah. Anna Kendrick, I fell in love with her from that movie.
Yes,
I was like,
she's so talented. It's crazy.
I know. I was like convinced. I was like, that's who I want to be.
Yeah,
I was like, I want to be Anna Kendrick in Pittsburgh.
So I went to Abercrombie and I looked for smooth clothes.
And that was the last time I set foot in an Abercrombie.
On vertical running.
Horizontal
running.
Yeah, don't put me down for cardio. Yeah.
Calling a dude.
I could do this all day. I love this.
This should just be called maybe quotes by Circle Back.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, this is not helpful to anyone, but that's not. Okay.
No, it's not. But I seriously, I love this because I love, and I hope you don't take this back, I love having the perspective of a younger person and the perspective of someone that's older, because I mean, we fall right in the middle of you two too as well. And so it's like, it's really cool to see like we're all so different and we're all living our individual lives, but when it comes down to it, we're all seeking kind of the same thing.
And we all love Pitch Perfect.
Yeah. Yes. And the Kardashians.
Yes. And the Kardashians.
What could be better? And so, yeah, that's really cool. Listen, I'm going to have to shut up or I will keep talking. And whoever's listening to this is like, please stop. So I really appreciate you guys for coming on. So hope you had fun. Maybe we can do a part 2.
Let's do it.
I say that to every person, I'm going to be honest.
We'll do it. Though.
I mean, but I don't not mean that. I definitely mean it, but I don't want you to hear that and be like, she says it all the time. But yeah, so thank you so much. And I hope you guys have the best day ever. So love you all and we'll see you soon.
We out.
Bye. Oh, we out was cool.
That's what Anna Kendrick says in Pitch Perfect.
Oh, what did I say? What did I say? Cut off.
Oh, you are.
You are.
Cut off.
That should be our ending every time.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Get everyone to do it though on the podcast.
And then every time I watch that though, I turn it off and I'm like, well, I can do an acapella group easy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't sing at all.
It makes you want to plan.
Yeah.
Group, let's go.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Man, that scene in the pool, like the empty pool when they're singing. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
The riff off.
Yes.
I know. I love the riff.
So good.
Never.
Oh, can we hit the? We're still.